Good morning, Hickory Sunrise.
Good morning. Will you please join with me in our Pledge of Allegiance? I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I think I have the invitation this morning, so
Lord Ron, if you were here.
let us pray. Kind Father in heaven, we thank you for thy care and keeping through the night before this day. Lord, help us to use this day and every day of our lives to see that thy will be done and to live our Rotary motto of service above self. We ask this in your Son's name. Amen.
Amen.
All right, Donald will apparently be late. I have a missed call on my phone from him, but no voicemail.
All right, good morning, Rotarians.
Good morning.
Our number is somewhat slim this morning, so bear with us. First thing, Jake, do you have a report about Jake's food or anything?
We got money. We got some money so far. I think we got everything.
Now, Steve Hunt, would you introduce the guest? You have a guest with you.
I will.
And you can explain what Jake's food is all about so he would understand.
Mr. Tucker has a
John, here it is.
giant,
Yes.
and we have to feed him. So that's what no, actually the dollar is for food that would, at least once a year, we do a feed for the community over at Bridge Church, and they usually go out. Okay. Roger Irvin is my guest this morning. Roger is the HR director for Copper Valley Community College.
Welcome. Yes. All right, we'd also like to welcome Gavin Sinclair. Gavin, glad to have you this morning.
Glad to have you, Jeff.
Yes, sir. Just,
I bet you are.
yes, sir.
You see a victim coming.
All right.
I'm glad to see you, Gavin.
I know you are. Hoping you have your knowledge. Yeah, exactly.
I'm glad to see you.
Thank you.
Sitting down next to Don there is.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you missed last week.
I did miss the last.
Okay, need your attention. Glenn missed the last meeting, and I don't know if you're aware that I talked about 2 Rotarians in here, and this coin that was passed in our blue bucket.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, now I'm gonna ask you, we got a confession, halfway confession. I'm not sure, but did you see the individual that put this coin, that put in the
I think he gave himself away.
Yeah. Did he tell you that he put it in?
So now he was just installed as the pastor.
I
All I
know
have to
so.
say is that the truth, no one has confessed to me, Wayne.
No one is. Uh-oh.
We've had no, and even if so, I would not be able to divorce. There was also a privilege attached.
All right.
Where clergy can,
We had, for
congregate.
your information, we had 2 Rotarians that were in Europe.
Yes.
Okay, and this coin appeared
Thank you.
mysteriously. And so we tried to narrow it down, and we had a find last week. This gentleman slid away from me because he didn't want any connection with me, notice. But we do have it. Now, is anything else you want to say about it before I turn it over to you? I will give you this. I think you did it. There's questions, but what I've heard, that you probably did this. Is anything you want to tell me?
Thank you.
All right, that's it. It's already paid his fine. Good deal. Jenny,
Sir.
I'm trying to get some information into the club.
And so
Okay.
you're looking to the rose for that. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I'm trying to get it. All right. Now, the question is this. First of all, who sponsored you?
Yeah.
Kevin, okay.
It's your fault. I'm
All right.
It is, yes.
I'm going to hold it against you.
The president of Rotary International, I just need to know his name.
Oh, man.
You know, it's in the front of the page you turn in, he's got a nice write-up. Okay,
I can tell you what's on the front of the new one. I read it last night.
okay, well, I've got the one still current right here.
The
All
new
right,
one's better.
do you have any idea?
No,
You do not.
no.
Gavin, do you have any idea?
I've forgotten his name. I do have an idea.
You have an idea.
Is it about Rotary? It's not about that.
here, so I think.
All right. Oh, boy, he's got a
Play the
pass.
card.
Well, we'll have to hold that and get money for that. No question about
That's
it.
supposed to be me though.
Okay,
I owe you $1 then, because you just.
we're not through with you yet.
I was gonna say, I think you're hammered too.
Gavin, it comes over to you.
Okay.
Okay, the president of Rotary International.
I don't remember his name.
Okay, you have any connections or anything? You know where he's from?
On a phone a
What
friend?
Commonwealth.
Is he from New Zealand?
Oh, get your money out.
Australia? He's Antipodean of something.
It is an island.
Okay, it's an
I
island.
think that's-
Fiji.
Fiji.
All right, good deal, good deal. All right, we'll just leave that alone. We'll come back to it. Our guest,
Coney Island.
our guest.
Roger,
Roger.
Yeah.
you're being harassed.
Here is the. Where is he from? Bahamas? Look at there. Here we have a guest that's here and answered it. Good deal, congratulations. All right. All right.
Are you not gonna give him a dollar?
There's his name.
All right, good job. Thank you. All right, Rick,
Don't
I'll
you
turn it
have to
back
clear
over
your
to
throat
you.
or something?
Well, okay, in the absence of our president, I'll take over. Today's a club assembly. We have two this week and next week to talk about the dance. And we have some issues, y'all. The success of our dances has really been, in my opinion, two major factors. One major factor is Bob Steiger. He gets the bands, he gets the logistics, he gets that taken care of. And the second major factor is depending upon people out of our area coming to the dance. We've got people from Charlotte and Morganton, and we've had a crowd coming. For some reason, the Charlotte crowd's going somewhere else. There's a free, and a lot of people are going to Charlotte from here. Also, it is a free event down there. They're going to spend a lot of money on gas going to this free event. And so our ticket sales are extremely way down. I am resorting to buying a bunch and giving them away to have a crowd. I'm not asking anybody else to do that, but I'm just trying to point out that the numbers we have had in the past, for our Halloween dance, which has always been great, always been a good seller. They're not there right now. I don't have any suggestions or answers.
How many have we sold to you?
110.
110.
I've sold 10, so I had 10 to that, unless my fit were in it.
And what's the
300. Yeah. It is on every source or avenue that I can get to send out the dance. Jim Quick, our entertainer, has even got it up on his website today, trying to help us. He doesn't understand it.
Jim Quick's Facebook page had the wrong date.
Well, no, actually, he does have the right date. They're doing the Lexington Barbecue Festival that morning.
He's got
Saturday morning.
2017.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah.
People can go up anyway.
Yeah. He's doing the Lexington Barbecue Festival, which is over at 11 on Saturday, and then they take an hour to break down and a couple hours to get to Hickory. So that's not an issue, but he's shocked. He is shocked that we don't have any attendance for this dance. I mean, he's still coming and he's still playing. He's going to do 2 90-minute sessions with a 30-minute break in between each one of them. So he elongated the sessions to try to keep the crowd involved once the band starts playing. But WSGE has been running it ferociously. Saturday, it was one after the other. I mean, every 15 minutes they were pounding the dance. Alan sent out again. I asked Alan, I said, do me a favor, send it out one more time. He did. A couple days ago, Saturday's paper, something like that. He did that. I don't know what else to do to entice people to come to the dance. This may be the beginning of the end. Everything has a life cycle. Maybe. Huh? Yeah, we hope. I haven't sold a ticket in a week.
I sold 4.
There you go.
haven't had anybody contact
So I
me
need
through the website.
four.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Gee, can you tell
I'll
us
tell you
where our
that,
money
by
is?
the way, he's getting paid $405.
Do you know how much money has been received?
Yeah, it's about $5,000 to $6,000 is a rough estimate. I've been getting the stuff ready for the accountants. I'm dropping off for a compilation review, and I've got a stack I'm gonna get to her. I don't have an exact report, 5 or 6 grand. I invoiced for the third time.
Yeah,
So
so
that
that-
helps. You got to see.
So that's about 9 grand in the till, you're
No,
thinking?
no, that's including.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, 2,500, 500 from Kelly, we got 500 from BB&T, 1,000 from H&A Electric, 1,000 from commercial, so easily 6,000 if you count in that. Plus, we've had some ads. Lynn has sold several ads. I don't
Yeah, he's not here
know.
today, no.
I've sold an ad, I know you've sold, some other people, Rick, some other people have sold ads, so 6,000 would be a good number to say that we received. As far as expenses, we've saved ourselves a couple $100. You've got a copy of the certificate that I got our insurance through the Rotary Club deal. So, right, we're covered there. We think we're good there on the certificate. That took me 4 times to get them to respond. Anyway, let's see. Moretz, I'll need to pay them. I'll need to pay the DJ, the security. Finley's paid. The other half of the band I'll need to pay. The stage is paid. Then we'll get trays and food, which you said John Duke's getting that, and then we'll get some refreshments for the band. The trays will be for the sponsor and the band, so, and then whatever printing that Kenny has as far as the bulletin goes, so.
Are we paying due for that?
We haven't discussed that, I'm hoping he'll give it to me.
For what?
I was gonna say.
The band and the sponsor table, like a little tray for
Oh,
the
yeah, I
band.
okay, I know what you're talking about now, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And then like drinks.
I was gonna say, since we're spending so much money with Western Steel, why don't we
Ask them.
demo it?
Okay, that'd be great, can you?
I mean, they bought 2 tickets from us, but I'll be glad to see what they'll do.
Yeah, would you? And then get back to me and I'll.
What is it we're looking for?
Just nibbling trays, you know, just snack trays. Cheese and fruit, or, we'll let the band go through the line, I think that's what we normally do. But something to snack on in between sets.
In their room in the back,
Yeah.
and you wanted a tray
For H&A,
and for Tar Heel.
that's correct.
So that was 2 trays.
That's right.
Okay.
Yes, you need 3 trays,
The little
Yeah.
trays that sit on
For
the
10
table
people.
with finger.
each one's for 10 people.
Yeah, I mean, it's according to what Duke charges us, I mean, we can go to Lowe's and grab
Sam's Club.
Yeah, we can buy that too, it's
Bring
around
that
25, 30 bucks,
$20
I hope it don't give it to me.
And sit around the lake. That's
How much
the
does
state.
how much does it cost us for Moretz? What is it?
$1,500.
It's a gift, it's a gift.
So-
$1,500.
All right, my question is, somebody brought this up to me not long ago, and they said, what percentage of that bar do we get? And
That was the deal.
I would, gosh, I'd be afraid to say how much money they make on that bar. But that was part of the deal?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah,
All right.
instead of $3,500 for the venue, it's $1,500 and they get the bar, so,
All right.
yeah. Plus, it leaves no liability for us on the table.
That's it, that's a biggie.
That's right.
Should we order less food?
Yeah, sounds like it. Let's, you could probably, 48 hours out, you need to give them a head count.
I don't know. I told them what you guys told me very early on.
Yeah, that's like 300 or something. My suggestion, not go more than 200.
Yeah.
Because even when we've done 300 and ordered for 300, we always have food that we give away at the end. So I don't think we ought to go more.
Or are they just gonna charge us per person?
Well, they gave us a price, and that's the one that I sent somebody. And that was for whatever it was we asked for. We asked for hamburgers, we asked for barbecue and,
Chicken or something?
we asked for hamburgers and we asked for barbecue. Baked beans, coleslaw,
Okay,
and,
that's good. Yeah,
yeah,
it is.
and,
Tickets.
So-
Who is that from?
Steve.
Steve.
Be loud.
You got the receipt.
What are the expenses for the dance handling? Just ballpark it for us. We get,
Well,
Ten.
last year, it was, I'm just using last year's figures, $10,359.98. That was our expenses for last year's Halloween dance, $10,359.98.
We got a deficit of about
$30 a
4 grand.
ticket.
Yes,
It's 9,000
yeah.
for
If you sold them all.
I did the math on that, it takes about $17,
How did you need to sell to break even?
$10,000 worth total with,
Ads,
So
everything.
$4,000 worth of
you're
tickets.
4,000 in the rear right now, still 2 weeks out, so,
2 quick questions. If you want to be a sponsor, you used to get the money. from
yes,
them.
correct.
And if you wanted to buy an ad program, you go through Kenny. Right?
Well, you just go
You
through.
give the money.
Give the money.
Right, I would
and-
receive it, you designate what it is, and tell Kenny the, I had info or card or whatever it is they want.
Right on.
Yeah, I've been,
I can't remember, what's the business, how much is the business?
I have that sheet.
It's
business card, $100.
If you have the sheet, he's
Yeah.
got the sheet.
Business card's $100.
Hold it up, let me see that. Rick, let me see that.
You know, my thought process is if 3 or 4 days out, if we're still sitting on the same number of tickets, I'd say give a certain percentage away, kind of on the hush and hush, just to fill the room, because that's going to be
I
embarrassing.
think it's important for us to fill the room.
Absolutely.
And do everything we can to break even.
So by next Wednesday, if we haven't, next Wednesday will be the weekend of, right?
Correct.
Yeah, and then Thursday and Friday give away as many as we can.
And then I have stuff to, I was waiting to give to Kenny 2 different things for ads.
Okay.
Do you have those or do I wait to give them Kenny?
I had been, for mine, I'm just emailing him my ad information.
Take a picture of the ad, you know.
Yeah, I can do that, yeah, these two.
Because that's what I've done.
Okay, yeah, and then, I filed the, tax card I have to file every year with the IRS, so that's been done. And I'm gonna pay the foundation by the end of the year, so we'll be fine on that, so, if there's any bills or anything I need to know what's that.
Ticket money.
And of course, the invoice. Anyway, I'm taking your time, I just wanted to.
No, it's fine. I don't, guys, I don't know what else to do. We've sold very few advertisements. I'm not, we just didn't get it done. So, I take the most of the responsibility for that for whatever reason. It's not happening.
Well, it's not about,
No,
it's not about blame.
No, I understand, but it should have been a gimme. This one should have been a gimme. Everybody is just shocked
But
that this,
Steiger, I really think that your statement earlier that everything has a season,
yes.
that may be it.
It may
Because
be.
when I've run fundraisers at the school,
They come and they go,
they
man.
come and
I
they
know.
go. Stuff that happens that you make a ton of money and the next year,
Well,
crickets.
there's also, I mean, you said, it's not like we don't know the causes from what you say with this event going on in Charlotte.
Yeah,
I
plus
mean,
there's some,
if that wasn't going on, then we'd have all these people, right?
well, and there's a few in town now.
Right.
There's a few.
At the same time?
Halloween, oh yeah, absolutely, it's the weekend before, sure. You know, that's why we moved to Valentine's Dance, because we were having trouble. So we
We
moved
ran
it to,
headlong into competition.
I'm sorry?
We ran headlong into competition.
Yeah, maybe we need to switch, you know, I think we need to keep the Moretz Mill, cause it's a deal, and find another way. I don't wanna give it up. Maybe we need to do a jazz, rhythm and blues weekend.
And there are options.
Absolutely.
Right? Our focus right now is what do we do?
Yeah.
Let's make sure we get this
Yeah,
one taken care of,
absolutely.
this one can. And then we'll have plenty of time to plan other fundraisers. The idea of a dance, I think, is really good. You know, people like to go out, so maybe give them an option, something different, but let's make sure we get this one taken care of.
Might want to talk to that Charlotte group and ask them when would be a good time, a way to do this.
I offered off the cuff $20 tickets to anybody from Charlotte that wanted to come. I didn't get one taker, because they're free.
Yeah, but you know, like I know, a lot of people wait till the last minute, so I don't think we should, be gloom and doom at this point. I think we still have.
We can panic a week from Friday.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I just, like I said twice already, I just thought it would have been an absolute sellout.
And I'm thinking that we should also continue to push ads.
Yes.
I got a couple ads coming in.
Okay. All right. So, that's really all there is to, I guess maybe we just need to ask Westminster for some leniency. We
Well,
certainly
tell
don't
me
need to pay
today.
for food.
Tell me today what you want, so I can call them and tell them I want them ordering the food and then we back again.
I would recommend 200.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm doing.
That's my recommendation. I don't know if
Okay.
y'all think about it.
I think that's a good idea.
Well, we're
because
still
we've been
100,
going
we're
for-
still 80 tickets away from
Well,
200, so that's
So
fine.
Positive about that.
we've always gone for like 300 and we have enough, we have about, I don't know, a third as much food left, don't we? That as we consume? I think
We always have leftover.
a lot of
Yeah,
leftover.
we don't have some things, but we have other things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the way it is in any venue.
What's our estimated per head cost at Western?
7 something, wasn't it, Steve?
I think it was $7.
Well, even if you said $8, okay, that's $1,600. Okay.
Yeah. We had originally figured, what, $2,800, $2,900? Yeah. Yeah. So that saves $1,000 right there off of 10.
And there'll be more than enough food.
You know, we could always have gas without food too.
Well, I don't think it would be quite as attractive. People like that.
Well, I'm just thinking ticket sales.
It's a good deal when you have some meals.
It is.
I mean, for $30.
Yeah, you're bringing people in, you're bringing them in, I think that just makes the whole evening, you know, just completely the evening. And I think they get a good deal all the way around.
That's especially true for the out-of-town people.
Yeah.
This one, and just out of curiosity, the thing in Charlotte, they're doing it for free. How are they doing it?
Yeah, plus it's the band we had for 3 years in a row, the Band of Oz.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We have a lot of groupies with the Band of Oz, and you have a lot of groupies coming to this one too. You'll see them as the music starts, they'll all be up on stage.
I was just wondering, why are they doing it for free?
Well, they're usually sponsored by somebody, one of the beer companies or something like that. And,
Well, Charlotte, yeah.
yeah, exactly.
So why do we go away from the band?
They were booked, yeah, they were booked, yeah, they were booked, yeah, they were booked, I couldn't get him, he said, sorry, I asked him the night of the dance, he said, somebody trumped you, so.
But let's see how well this band does, what kind of pool they have. And if they don't have the pool, let's go back to the band.
Now you
box.
know who trumped you, the folks in Charlotte.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's real nice.
Let's see what happens this evening. If we need to go back to band's laws, then the day after we go make a call. Is that possible?
oh, yeah, oh, absolutely,
So,
yeah.
and also, the thing is, don't put all this on your show.
Oh,
Every last
no,
person in here had the opportunity to do exactly what you know. We talked about this all over year, 2 years as a matter of fact. And so, I don't give it to you, you know, the responsibility for all
Now,
of
it
us.
just blows me away that anywhere you go to see Jim Quick and Coastline, and they're just sold out. I mean, Lenore was sold out. I could not buy a ticket last year to a 2-day event. With
Well,
all my friends.
that's a good point, and it might point out the date is becoming problematical for us.
Right.
They-
If it
There's
was
so many things
Yeah,
going on around
Exactly,
us.
yeah.
for that Halloween weekend.
Finding, we don't always have to tie it to a holiday or anything like that. Just find a time that looks good, that nothing's going on, people may be looking to get out. Now we have a pretty good event.
I wonder if we did it this weekend, when you don't have everything standing up on top of Halloween week.
Yeah.
I wonder if you did it this weekend, if you would have been able, if we'd have been able to sold it out.
Yeah.
You know, because you've got all the competition of everything that's happening in conjunction with Halloween.
Yeah, you look at his schedule and he's just jam-packed. He only shows you 3 months out because almost every day of the week is packed with an event that he's playing at. Maybe there is too much competition for Halloween. Maybe, you know, the folks with children still at home say, well, I can't go, the kids are going to trick or treat till 9:30. So,
We were so successful that first year
yes.
that it just sort of
Yeah.
said, wow, this is it, you know?
I've
And
done
each
the
year,
same
Oh, that's right.
with a
What
little
am I
bit.
thinking? Trick or treat's not till the following Wednesday.
Yeah, but you don't, everybody does it on Saturday now with trunk or treats and stuff. because
Yeah, a lot
you
of
don't wanna do
churches
it on
are
the
doing
school
trunk
night.
and treat over the weekend.
Don't tell me that.
They still take them on Wednesday.
How many pieces of candy you got at the house?
1,200.
Yeah, give them out one at a time.
One at a time. Up the street is
You'll end up
up,
with your
up
yard
the street is up
closed.
3,500, seriously, last year.
Oh, yeah, there's some.
Have y'all seen the house across the street that always decorates? Not to change the subject.
Jack Holmes,
Who?
Jack Holmes.
If they don't have $10,000 in that front yard, they're
But
gonna-
they hired somebody to
they
come.
do.
They do.
Do they really?
Designed it.
That's
That's amazing.
That street's notorious.
I think we keep driving, guys. I don't think we need to panic.
No, we're not. We're just not, for whatever reason, we need to figure out a fix to the problem and move forward. But this, how did your event go, just out of curiosity?
It went rather well for our first outing. We had 95 people.
I heard he was amazing.
People walked up to him, I think that's an understatement. People walked up to him like they were looking at Elvis. And they said, I have been to every event in this area. I know all about what's going on. And this is somebody who knows. And I have never seen this kind of performance in our area.
I heard.
He was a knockout. He had stories.
He's an entertainer.
Constant.
Cousins.
He knows what he's doing.
He played with who? Who was some of his?
Who he didn't play for.
Elton John,
Elton John. Yeah.
Buble, Sinatra,
Beyond. Celine
his
Dion.
next door neighbor's Mick Jagger, you know, a couple here and there.
Few folks you might have heard of.
Yes.
He went to school with Phil Collins and Elton John.
Yeah, sorry, I missed that.
I'll say this. At 3 years of age, he was playing, his mom come downstairs and he was playing a tune that he had heard with one hand, just looking off, eating and playing the tune with one hand. So she put him in school because she realized there's some talent there. This is 3 years of age. At 13, he had got invited to play Scotland Philharmonic. At Scottish Philharmonic. Then he was invited to play at the White House, Constitutional Hall. He's the regular on Princess Cruises. He had just done a tour of Europe, and this was on his way back to Las Vegas. There's a club in Las Vegas. He was Jilly's, the gangster. He was Jilly's entertainment for a large number of years, and one night he went over to the club and he was playing, and so Frank Sinatra was at the end of the bar. He came up to him and he said, he said, the space between my fingers, that's about how much talent you have. I want you to take a band, find you a bass and a drummer, go upstate New York, you practice for 6 months, you come back and let's see what you got. Now this guy's already better than anybody you ever heard about. And he goes away and he practices for 6 months. He comes here, he has 0 pieces of music in front of him. And he gives, an hour and a half show without a stitch of music. And it's just, everybody, I mean, there were little kids who, a little girl was sitting next to me, I said, does this bore you? She said, no. And it was not her normal kind of music. But he was so entertaining.
With the last 13 years of his career, Sinatra grabbed him up, licensed him personally. He says, now you got about this much.
All right, well,
He was one of the youngest graduates ever of the Royal Academy.
Yes, do what we can. Everybody, certainly everybody is doing the job of getting it out. Now, Ron, let's see. Today is what?
17.
Ron's on the air.
Okay.
Ron's on WHKY this morning. And Austin, that's why he left.
Yeah, gotcha.
The 2 of them.
Are they giving tickets away?
If we have to, yeah, just to get the word out. And then Jeff Long from WHKY came up to me over the weekend and he said, how's your ticket sales? And I said, extremely slow. And he said, well, I'm going to produce some stuff for you to try to help the club. So he said to pass that along.
Rick, give me 10 tickets. I normally don't sell tickets, but I will sell them or buy them.
Do we ever get much play from the college students?
No. We had one couple come one time. That was it.
What was that?
I keep putting the posters up on the board out here and somebody
You gotta have
takes,
private permission.
oh, somebody takes it down every
Yeah.
week, so.
Yeah, but you gotta
Okay.
get the stamp on them.
Okay. That's what's wrong.
Follow the rules.
I just thought somebody was collecting posters.
It's been happening for 3 years.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
But it's up there while it's up there, isn't it?
That's right.
That's right. And you know it got
While it's
attention.
up there.
You know it got attention.
At least one person,
Yeah.
because they took it
That's
down.
right. That's right.
I could shoot myself.
Don't shoot.
Please don't.
Well, those do it.
I was at a district council meeting,
Go ahead.
and you had just been asked to provide a block of 30 tickets. And I told all these district folks about it. I said, I don't know why I'm telling you this, you can't get a ticket anyhow.
Oh, come on.
Call them back.
Say, this just in.
Yeah, just in. New printed tickets.
And
This happened to be 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
I may try this, I may P-mail them on admin site. I can hit them directly, P-mail.
also,
Oh.
Jason wanted a copy of the flyer. We'll get that going. I sent it out. That's the assistant governor. Get a
I
copy
don't
of the flyer.
remember seeing
Send it
that.
to me and I'll send it to him
Okay.
and he'll get it all closed.
Okay.
I don't need any tickets, I need to leave early.
One other thing, but- and this is off the subject, but I've got Starstead, we've got Klingspor, and the company behind Klingspor, which is a manufacturing facility, if we want to go back to what we used to do 10 years ago, take a field trip once a month, they're ready for us. Especially Starstead, because they do an apprenticeship program of 2 years with folks that they take straight out of high school, train them, and then their intention is to make employees out of them at the end of the 2-year program. We talked about every 5th Wednesday, was that correct, doing something?
Yes.
Right, so I just need to know if you want me to set those up, or do we need more discussion on that? They said how many? I said probably 10 to 12 out of the club.
Well, we're planning to go off campus anyway on the 5th Wednesday, so I don't have a problem with that.
I
Now,
don't
next
have a
one
problem,
coming up-
but this is what I want to, the people who have those 50 Wednesdays may well have planned something for us to do. And since it's their 5th Wednesday, if you will, I think we need to be considerate of
Sure.
them. And if they say, hey, I prefer to go over to Starstead or whatever, let's do it, but we know that, the pastor, I think, is next. And he may have told his congregation, everybody's coming, let's come over here and do them a breakfast or something. And we are too tight of a window for this one, I think.
Okay. Well, I'm really amazed that Starstead would let us in the front door, because that's under FDA guidelines. So, for
They have-
whatever reason.
They have a balcony that you can see their manufacturing floor from above grade.
Well, what we can do is, doesn't have to be a 5th Wednesday, it could be somebody who has a program that day, Deputy Gavin it may be his day, he may not have a program, we can say, on that day we go. So if anybody has a program date and you don't have a program yet, you
Why don't
want,
you put that in the note?
Yeah.
Put that in the note, today's note. saying
you're
if
taking notes today, but I will try to remember.
Is it?
I'm not taking notes because that'll be early.
Richard said he would release his
We got one in
Wednesday.
November, sometime in November.
Okay, that'd be good.
We're not ready for it.
Also, if companies are asking or allowing us to
Okay.
come,
This is what I'm about to say.
All right.
Today's first day
Yes,
for
it is.
early voting.
Yes, it is.
thank you, sir.
Ready for
Bumped on
it?
the way out the
I'm
door.
paid for that, right?
Is that a paid advertisement?
Yes.
Also, if companies are allowing us to come see their facilities, let's go and make friends. And then next time we have an event, we know somebody there, we have some relationship. We say, hey, we're doing this, come on, do it. Sponsor us. I found, the most money we got from my event was from relationships. It wasn't from ticket sales.
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt to make friends in the community, that's for sure.
Maybe add people to the table.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's true. If they know us, they've seen us come out to their business, we have an interest in them, then they may have an interest in us.
Yeah. Well, Klingspor makes abrasive products, you know, sanders, things like that, and Henny is responsible for inviting us for that.
Good.
He said, we're more than welcome to come to the manufacturer, you know Klingspor, you know Christoph. And my son is the tool maker for Starstead, and is trying to arrange that for us, and then the company behind Klingspor is, he gave me the name of the company, but they would be open.
What do they make, you know?
I don't, but they're a manufacturing
Yeah,
process.
I know the area.
The Starstead will be neat for a lot of us because they do Medtronics. Does anybody know what Medtronics is? It's a combination of robotics, electronics. Steve, you've got a program at CGCC now on Medtronics. So, very interesting. I've never been through the front door. I can't get in. But they were allowing us to do this, so.
Speaking of people at the table, Bob, did we get Ryan what he needed to get application?
Yeah, send it to him.
Okay, okay.
I want to throw something out there. I know that we gave Kenny $200. Did you see the receipt in there? I put the receipt in there.
In what?
Who helped me put the receipt in here for Glenn last week? It's in there somewhere. I'll get it.
find it. That's no problem. I'll find
Anyway,
it.
I'm going to, Kenny is back and forth to Baptist on a regular basis. And if Kenny's not printing, he's not making money, okay? And we don't want his son's illness to bankrupt him as far as the travel back and forth. Could we, as a club, consider making another donation to him?
Crickets.
No, he's out of the hospital, correct?
He's out of the
Still
hospital,
haven't made-
but he
But anytime he
still,
gets a treatment, he has to go
gets
to
to go
Baptist
down to Baptist, yeah.
to get it.
So, if
That's-
somebody throw a motion out there, please.
We need to be a little careful. I would like to, but as an organization, if we start, you know, we bring this money in and we start giving it to each other, I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but it can look.
You could do a personal challenge to the club.
Yeah,
Personal.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Because we've done a club
Yeah.
venture to it.
I'm in.
Okay.
I didn't bring a wallet today.
I got a wallet, but,
That shows.
Everybody match my 40.
Well, I can.
I'm at your 40.
All right? There you go.
I don't have it with me, Glenn,
Here's some.
oh,
There's a point with this.
I saw you. I saw you. Check the cereals.
on two match together, match at 40.
Jen,
All
take
right.
one flying.
Throw it in. Got it in. There you go, sir.
Don't worry about it. You and I can, hey, between the two of us, we're matching at 40, okay?
Fine.
Okay. And I'll go read whatever you make sure you get.
Will you see Kenny?
I'll see Kenny, I can make myself see Kenny.
As the saying goes, he's on the way home.
Well, not, really, but I'll make it.
Close enough.
Yeah. He is so grateful, and he did not put me up to this, but, okay,
No.
he promised me, he did not, he would kick me if he knew this happened.
Do we want to buy a gas card or something with it, or, I mean, just, what's the best way to give him the money? I mean, we could just give him the money.
I would just give him the money because he's gonna have deductibles and out of pocket that he's got to make,
Yeah.
plus the gas and all that kind of jazz. I'd just give him the money.
180 roughly?
Okay, 180 and 40 is 220. 220.
Pass it down.
Yeah. Kenny will get 220 in cash dollars. Okay.
That's the way to handle it.
Thank you guys. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that, and I know he appreciates that.
He's had it rough.
He really has. And to be truthful, Kenny is as generous as they come.
Well, look what he does for us for the day. We
Yeah.
never took a dime.
You know,
That I know of.
you know what I'm saying? And that stuff is very costly, you know? So, and he tries to look for ways to do us good, so. Thank you guys very much for that. Any other discussion about the dance? I want to move forward a little bit. Okay, how are we doing with the RILA? I want to bring up RILA. And I also want, while I'm at it, right after RILA, I want us to have some time to talk about Polio Day, World Polio Day on the 24th, which is coming up real soon.
What time we have to be out? 5 minutes?
We got 10 minutes, at least 10 minutes. It's 8 minutes till, so 8 minutes.
Well, we've normally been asked to get out around 5 till, because they're standing out there.
Okay,
10 till.
all right,
10 till.
so 13 minutes, so whatever. Let's go for it. Talk to us. You got anything to say about RILA, sir?
Nobody's come up with any candidates other than our suggestion of Kenny's son, Seth. And if we're gonna do one, that's gonna cost us $300 plus transportation, and it's only out to Black Mountain, so it's not a big drive. I'll drive, that's not a problem. But if anybody has other candidates, that'd be fine, but, huh?
Nothing says we have to send anybody.
No, we don't have to send anyone
What's the age?
up to a senior.
'Cause I've got a sophomore that was one of my kids that would be a good candidate. He's a sophomore at Hickory High. And then I've got a senior that's a child of a Southwest teacher that would be a good candidate.
A sophomore and a
Senior,
senior.
sophomore male, white male, senior, black female.
Okay. Let me talk to Michael, because he has had a couple of his patients that he sponsored. He was gonna do the 3 siblings, and he may. I'll have to ask him and find out if it's still his intention.
I mean, I don't think we've got a lack of kids to consider. We just have to decide if we're gonna do that, because I ain't always good to dig up a kid.
Sure.
I think Dr. Wembley, he pays for the kids himself.
Yeah, that's what I said.
He'd love to do that, so.
No, I just wanna know if we're gonna have a candidate out of that bunch of kids in that family. That's all. Yes, he does. He has. What was the second subject?
Second subject, Polio Day.
Oh, Polio Day. Rick is still waiting on the city to release it.
Just so you guys know, Cliff Moon made a presentation to all the principals in Hickory Public Schools, and all the schools in Hickory Public are doing a penny drive.
Penny Drive?
Mhm.
Excellent. But we still, from the standpoint of what we wanted to do, is tied up in that doggone, was it Friends of Hickory Planning Commission or something like that? So, because that tied up our idea to move the cannon, it tied up our veterans on the walk. We wanted to put a bench on the walk, if you recall. And then that memorial at the site of the polio hospital. And it's all tied up in, we're gonna get to it.
Why are we even going through that? Is it required?
I think we need their permission to site on the land. And somebody has to approve what we propose to
Why
put
come the
in.
city can't approve it? But Friends of Hickory, I mean, that's just another group.
It is.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Somehow they've got, because Cliff wants to do the mural on the side of the building in the alleyway off Union Square there.
You know, they're redoing that little pocket park right
Yeah.
behind the salt block. I
Yeah.
don't know why we didn't move that around there. Talk about moving that thing there. Spent $15,000 on that little square.
We're kind of overburdening Rick. He's on that committee, and he's the one that's been husbanding this for us, but I'll ask Rick if there's something we can do to free it up. You're right, there's no reason we should be hindered by it.
Absolutely not. Let's move on. I mean, we are a separate entity.
I know that one of the people so the guy that did the mural at Oakwood Elementary somebody called Jeff for a reference for
Jeff.
being Hadakowski, principal at Vermont, who was the principal at Oakwood, who hired that guy. Called him for a reference for the mural, for the polio mural. So I think things are happening. They're at least checking references on the people. I think there were 3 bids to do the mural, and this guy was one of them. So I think they're at least making forward progress on hiring an artist to do the mural. Because Jeff got a call 2 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, for a reference for the guy.
But my understanding, we were gonna look at doing a placard of some sort, not necessarily a mural.
No, yeah, that was for the polio site.
Yes.
This thing's for the alleyway next to Union Square, this mural.
Oh, we got them
It's a separate project.
building owners' permission.
Yeah,
So are we involved in both of those?
I
yes.
think it's all under the same umbrella, too.
Okay.
But that would be a great question.
Then should the conversation be with the city or with the owner of the building?
Both.
Well, I think we need to
Well,
wait.
that
and see
was
where
taken
Rick-
care of
Mr.
itself.
Klein, wouldn't it?
The only thing that's gonna happen with that mural is we're gonna be asked to chip in on the payment.
Right.
You just want to do it solo, or do you want to get the other Rotary clubs involved, make it less painful on the financial part of it? Could do it, do a 5-club top of county thing instead of us bearing the burden.
We have talked in the assistant governor's meeting about getting all the clubs involved. I think all the clubs kind of want to do this together. You know, I think that we keep getting the credit for having initiated it, but all the clubs seem to be one of their main.
Let me ask you guys a question. If we could get one of the local monument makers, just a little block of granite, 18, 20 inches wide, 12, 14 inches deep, with, on this site stood the Miracle of Hickory, blah, blah, blah. Would that be sufficient to what we thought we wanted to do? Because we, like Steve says, we might be able to draw up something like that, get a reasonable price for it, because it's just a sandblasted etching, and get permission to install it on site and do it pretty economically. Let the rest of them catch us. I'm getting cynical in my old age.
I guess maybe we need to talk to Rick, since he's our go-to person.
Okay.
But let him know our displeasure with it being held up in this commission. That's crazy.
Yeah. In the meantime, I'll see if I can get some granite guy to give us some granite.
No, I'm just.
Okay, anything else?
Of the things we
They say or do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
And
Will it be fun?
And Roger, thank you for coming and visiting.